Good morning, and welcome to the Financial Pillars All About the Money podcast, presented by Our Neutral Voices Media. Our show is all about helping our audience understand money, mindsets, and tap into the economic knowledge that builds financially secure individuals, families, and communities. So whether you're tuning into our show to learn about budgeting, building credit, investing, or starting your own business, we're here to break down the knowledge in a real and relatable way. I'm Ryan Leprid, private banker with Star Financial Bank. As always, my man.
I'm JJ Foster, Lake City Bank.
And today we got a special guest welcoming back Mia Outlaw, Lake City Bank. Welcome, Mia.
Thank you.
Yes. Before we get started on the show today, Mia, do you want to bring us in with a prayer?
Yeah. Lord Jesus, we just thank you for today. Thank you for allowing us to make it all here safely today, in right mind and right spirit. We ask that you be in the midst of this conversation. We ask that you just continue to cover us, continue to cover this podcast, as well as our coming and going when we leave this place. We ask that you just continue to protect us, cover us in your blood. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you. So, Mia, welcome back to the set here. Before we get started, for our listeners that may not remember, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I am Mia Outlaw. I am at Lake City Bank. I have been there for 5 going on 6 years. Spent a little time in the military as well, 7 years in the military. Serve on a couple boards.
What branch of the military were you in?
Army, National Guard.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
So, welcome back. So, today, JJ, with the holidays coming around, you said you want to do some kind of financial scenarios, things like that to throw at us.
Correct. Yeah, I was, doing a little research for the show, and I came across some real life scenarios that people have to address each and every day. Not to mention, we just finished Thanksgiving, and a lot of times we celebrate the holidays, and Thanksgiving was last week, but we're still paying for it months after the fact.
Absolutely.
So I thought it'd be a good idea to, throw some scenarios at you retail people and see what kind of ideas that you guys may have for folks.
Especially true when it comes to Christmas. How long do we pay for Christmas after Christmas is over with, right?
That's exactly right.
So
That's exactly right.
So,
yeah. So I guess, look, my first question will be, we might as well jump into it. Let's say we got Christmas coming up. Holidays, presents, gifts, extended family.
Very stressful time of year.
Stressful time of year. You got the Christmas dinner this year. We can say it rotates around, the different family members. Now it's your turn to have the Christmas dinner. I'd like to hear from both of you guys. How would you tackle that scenario, from a budget standpoint? What are some strategies that you would use?
Mia?
As far as Christmas dinners,
Christmas dinner, presents, the whole nine. You working with your budget.
I think I know they have those Christmas Day loans. You have a lot of those loans that you could take out around Christmas. I prefer to just start a Christmas savings at the beginning of the year and just toss money in there. So when the time comes, there's a chunk there. If I do need to allocate some more money, at least I've started a cushion. But then also give people a budget. Of course, your mom, she might get a bigger budget than the brothers, than cousins and aunts. So everybody is allocated a budget, and we just can't go over that budget.
Okay. Now talk to me about the Christmas savings. I mean, that's something you just, people learn today. So what's that?
I think just putting any amount in there. I think starting in the beginning of the year, and whether it's $5, $10, $20 a month, whatever you can allocate for, I think that just helps, because most times when it comes to Christmas around October, November, we're trying to allocate funds that we've already kind of budgeted for with bills, expenses that came up, car repairs and whatnot. So I think allocating a little bit of money aside before then, it makes it not as stressful, because then you're not trying to come across money towards the end of the year, getting yourself in more debt just to buy Christmas gifts.
Okay.
Yeah, love what you said about the budgeting too. The one thing that always gets me is I always think about planning ahead, but having been in the retail world on numerous times, tax season comes around, right? That's like a second Christmas for most people. That tax check comes in, and that tax check is gone just as quick as their money is from Christmas. Where instead of having a second Christmas a couple months after you had it, why don't we save that money? Save that money, put it into savings, put it into CD, something like that. It's building some interest on it. That way, next year when Christmas comes around, you have the money saved up. You're not in that financial stress of trying to figure out where you're getting money from. So whether it's 1 year or so, just sacrifice that tax check, put it in a savings account, hold on to it, and that's your next Christmas money, right?
All right. Hey, I love both those ideas from you guys. And then from a food standpoint, I mean, I think you guys talked about gifts and really the totality of your budget, but I think some things you can do As far as the food side is carry-ins. Carry-ins always, you don't have to bury the the whole burden. Everybody, hey, you bring the sides, I provide the meat, or vice versa. Whoever brings their special dish, there's nothing wrong with a good carry-in.
Yeah, I got an interesting story about that. So we bought a new house just about 10 years ago at this point in time. But we bought a new house, bigger house. We wanted to have everybody over to our house for Christmas. Wanted to do it a little bit untraditional too, because I didn't want to spend all day. Actually, I know I take that back. This was the second year we did it. Second year. First year I spent cooking food all day, had some prime rib, stuff like that. The person hosting the party never really gets to enjoy the party because they're doing all that stuff. So the second year, like, you know what? Forget that. We're going to do something a little bit untraditional. Went out, salsa grill, had some carry-in for it, tacos, whatever. I loved the idea. It was great. Nobody had to work and slave over the stove. Fortunately, we had some family members come over that were complaining about the meal. So my advice to you all out there is if you're going somewhere for Christmas dinner and it's free, don't complain about it, right? I thought it was great, especially the kids loved it, but it was untraditional, so some people were unhappy with it.
I do think, though, that does eliminate, that's one way, to bring in that budget, but to eliminate stress, because we do the same thing with my family. I think for the past 5 years, we make Christmas non-traditional as far as the food. If it's a taco theme, maybe a wing theme, whatever the theme is, it makes it easier because then you don't have all these costly ingredients for Thanksgiving, because we all know almost everything that you cook has a ton of ingredients that you have to buy as well. But then it makes it more convenient for people. And then also it just makes it, again, not as much stressful. You allocate, you bring this, this person brings drinks, and it helps everyone out.
Yeah, spread it out to everybody. Have them bring a little bit of their own stuff, so that way everybody gets to enjoy Christmas, not just the guests.
Hey, there you go. But look, you guys are making a case for, I was listening to the radio show, and they said, and it's really going to lead into my next question. They talked about, should we do away with Thanksgiving? They said, who likes to eat? You cooking all these foods that I don't like to eat. And there was people talking about, I don't like traditional Thanksgiving food. So I'm listening to you guys. I was gonna say, look, I was up there. I was pitching to Phil, like, what are you talking about? I love Thanksgiving. I like to eat. The food is great. But you guys are making a case, and their whole statement is, if you, there were people, we got Black Friday deals coming out, people putting up lights, Christmas trees, and all that before Thanksgiving even rolled around this year. So that's what kind of brought up the argument. And going into that, Black Friday used to be after Thanksgiving, you rush off to the store, people in there fighting, elbowing, boxing people out, trying to get goods. Now, Black Friday, like I told my wife, she was like, yeah, I need to do some Black Friday shopping. I said, yeah, I did mine too, laying in bed on my phone because, stuff is set on internet. But with that, on Black Friday, there's great deals all over, all the time. Great deal on the TV. It's 20% off already a low price. Is that worth the splurge? How do you decide if whatever deal you see, how would you decide? What are some things people can use to decide if that's a good deal? Should they take it or not?
I would say whether it's something that they need or not. I mean, yes, you're getting 20%, 30% off of a TV, but if you already got TVs, and do you need to, is it that great of a deal? No. For me personally, what I like about what they've done recently about Black Friday is how they've stretched it out. Right? Yeah. It's no longer that mad rush to get out there. They may still have that early in the morning. There's a few special deals during that time, but I noticed this year, I was going to Walmart and Target. They had their Black Friday stuff up a week beforehand. Right. Yeah. Now I went in on Black Friday to see if they had anything different. They didn't. All the Black Friday stuff I saw out there was still there. It's just there was all out or less of because they started a little bit sooner. Or like to your point, a lot of that stuff can be done online now, so you don't have to worry about standing out in line from midnight till 6 a.m. or freezing cold or getting in fights at the store to get what you wanted to. So, and I think I don't know how many stores do it anymore, open that late at night, but for the workers to be able to be with their families and stuff like that. Right. It seems like I have not heard a lot about them doing those early morning hours. It's now more traditional hours. It might start a little bit earlier, 7 a.m. or something like that, but allowing their workers to be with their families on Thanksgiving.
Look at you, empathizer. That's beautiful. That's right. People don't think about that stuff.
Yep.
I would say I agree with that too. I was at, I think, Walmart a couple of days before Thanksgiving, finishing up some shopping, and one of the workers who was checking me out, she was saying how they were closed on Thursday, which I was surprised. I don't think that's always been that case. I think I can recall Walmart being open just for like last minute things. And again, I think that does help because now they can be around their families. They can spend time with their families before they have to come back in on Black Friday. But going to Black Friday, I've never been Black Friday shopping. I've never been big supporter of Black Friday. I don't know. I think there's always a deal throughout the year. And I think we just focus on so much on Black Friday. And we think that we're getting deals, especially now. I don't think the deals are what they used to be. And I can't say this is true, but I've remember again watching a news segment, and it was you would see retailers, their electronics was actually cheaper in January and February. So here it is, we're getting a really good deal for Black Friday when you can kind of hold out. And around that time, you also are coming in more deals because companies see it's tax time. So they also want to rev up and do sales again on your TVs, your electronics, which most times I think too, I've noticed that we get these TVs and they sit in the box all year round. So we save 20-30%, not even to utilize what we purchased.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I think, Ryan, you said something, you started off, is it something I really need? So whether it's a TV or whatnot, people see a deal, I got to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really need it? That is the key. And again, to quote the great, excuse me, the great Mark Ellington, he talks about all the time, putting something on your credit card. Don't put something on your credit card that you can't pay off at the end of the month. That it's going to take you years to pay off. So in that decision, like you said, do you need it or not? That should go into it. Other comments that I have is funny. There was a guy seen a TikTok video, and the guy said, "Hey, I'm tired of all these Black Friday deals. I've got a TV in every room, including the bathrooms. How many more TVs can I have?" He said, "Can I get some Black Friday deals?" Back to you guys' point about dinner. Can I get some Black Friday deals on some groceries? The cost of groceries has gone up. So, I thought that was very funny.
To me, his point about the electronics and around the January February timeframe about them being cheaper is, I mean, whenever I've been TV shopping in the past, I've always been told that the biggest deals on TVs are at Super Bowl time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is only about a month after Christmas, but that's when their cheapest prices, the best deals are. And I think that's because the manufacturers, that's when they're getting rid of all their older models because they're getting ready to release the newer models each year. But you may be able to get a better deal a month after Christmas.
That's what she said, January, that's Super Bowl. Also, too, this just struck me, but folks are complaining. Like you talked about Black Friday deals being all week. They were like, okay, am I really getting a Black Friday deal? Or is this just a regular sale, to you guys' point? So these are issues that people have been talking about because now it's kind of Black Friday was Black Friday now. Are you really saving or are you not? Or is it just a ploy getting you in there? So
what I've always noticed is that Black Friday, it's a little bit cheaper on most stuff for that weekend. But you'll find a sale on that same stuff. Like the next week it'll go to regular price and the next week it'll go back on sale again. And it might have been maybe 10% cheaper at Thanksgiving or Black Friday time than it will be up until Christmas. But you can usually find that stuff still on sale, still to get a deal.
Yeah. I'll say this too, and I think I've said this before on this show, in the world that we live in now and this online stuff, man, they know your algorithms. I don't buy anything out of my price point. I'm telling you, they'll send something and say a sale, I think, to test me. I'm not touching it. But I'll look up, it'll be in my price point, and hey, I'm getting it. So they know the items that I like in a sense. So that's, shout out to algorithms that, they're out there. The holiday hustle, one thing we didn't mention, picking up side jobs, doing something like that. What if, let's say, and again, this is going to come from like a tax standpoint and things, your neighbor offers you a job delivering holiday meals for $20 an hour. Is that something you take? And so how do you track income? What are tax implications? Who'd like to tackle that?
Yeah. I can jump in first if you want to.
Okay, that works.
My immediate thought when you talk about tax returns is like, well, I guess how's he paying you, right? Is he paying you under the table or is he paying you a wage, right?
There you go.
Obviously, if it's a normal
We're
wage,
not tax professionals, too. That's just go ahead.
Yeah. But obviously, if it's a W-2 job income, then obviously it's taxable, right? So you got to factor that in there too. But when you say that, if should you take the job or not, I would look at it from two different ways. A, financially, do you need it? Is that the income that's going to help you be able to provide the Christmas that you want to provide without going in debt, without running up that credit card that you can't pay off, and you're spending all year trying to get it down? Or is it just something that if you're talking about feeding, delivering meals and stuff like that, it's just warm to your heart because it's the giving season, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not about the money for you. Maybe it's about you want to be out there and helping people and maybe helping them have a better Christmas than they would if you weren't out there helping.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I don't think that there's anything wrong with picking up a second job again if you need it for seasonal, because we all know like most stores they hire around this time for seasonal work. I remember before I had my daughter in my early 20s, I couldn't do anything, so I would pick up 2-3 odd jobs. I now looking back on it, I wouldn't have worked that hard just for a little extra money, but I think also that those are little things that help, because if it's a seasonal job for a month or two, that can pay for your Christmas gifts, and then you're not taking out of your main job, which you've already budgeted for, to again buy Christmas gifts that you're gonna have to stress out later to catch up on. May have to catch up on any bills or any expenses that may arise.
Exactly right. Everything over here stays normal,
Mhm.
and you're right. You're just paying out of that extra
It
job.
helps eliminate that stress a little bit there. That you're not stressing about the money when you're trying to provide the Christmas you want to provide.
Correct. And then I guess the thing that I got out of that is you're delivering meals, and thinking back, to the financial literacy stuff that that we teach. When you got spending and savings plan, we're talking about delivering meals. So there's going to be gas involved. There's going to be some expensive involved in that $20. So, like you said, is it worth my while? Because again, if I'm delivering meals, from Fort Wayne to Huntington to Auburn, and I'm traveling, I'm burning up, I'm spending $200 a month in gas, and he paying me $20 an hour. I mean, is it worth it? So again, you want to sit down, you want to look, make sure that it's not something that sounds good and it's actually costing you money. Or to your point, if it's you don't need the money, it's you just like you said, doing it out of the goodness of your heart. But for our purposes, we're talking people that are trying to earn extra money. So I would say, be sensible with it with your with that second job. So let's see. Your friend wants to buy an expensive gift for their partner, but is already struggling with credit card debt. What would you advise that person?
It's a good question. I want to think about that. I'm gonna pass that over to you.
You're passing it over to me. Okay. She's already in debt and wants to buy a Christmas gift. I just wouldn't do it. I would just recommend not doing it, finding something cheaper. But then also, I think sometimes we try to just put so much money into a gift that one they may not even use. Rather than there's so many other options that we can find to lower a cost if we think of more of it in a thoughtful way. So what does he need? What does he like? What is he into? Am I giving him this gift just because it's a lot of money, or can I find another avenue that he let me not get the game system, but he likes gaming, so maybe a gaming chair because that's cheaper. So I think also being intentional about what the person likes and not just trying to get a gift to say I spent a lot of money or because it's this big grand gift. Just being, I think, on a more thoughtful perspective can save you a lot of money, and then they may also be more happy with that gift versus the gift you were going to originally get.
Yeah.
I guess my advice would be break up with them, come back after the holiday, reconvene after the holiday. So no, I mean on a serious note, kind of same thing. Are you buying the gift just to try and impress this person, or you buying it? What's the reason for it? Because I'm assuming that if it's your partner, somebody that loves you, they don't want to put you in that financial bind and the stress there. That do something simple, right? Do something simple, an experience or something like that, rather than some big fancy gift that they may or may not even care about in a year, right?
Yeah,
or you
correct.
may or may not even be able to get back when you break up.
Yeah, and so you took it as a relationship. We're talking friend, your buddy, your best friend, your girl. Is that somebody that's gonna, they want the latest, greatest? We know that pressure is there from people. We talk about all the time, keeping up with the Joneses. So I think that pressure, and it does take willpower. It does take willpower and discipline not to go out and just splurge on something and worry about what other people will say.
And when you say keeping up with the Joneses, I take it from a different aspect. You may be able to relate to this also, is when it comes to kids, trying to keep up with your kids' friends and what they have. That gets me all the time there. Oh, my friend has this. My friend has this. I want this because this is a new cool trendy thing. And my daughter now wants I don't know if you've heard of jelly cats. You heard of a jelly cat?
Not yet.
It's basically like a $60 stuffed animal.
Wow.
right? That's the new thing, jelly cats.
Yeah.
They're all, assuming she gets it from social media and TikTok or whatever, but she's got to have a jelly cat. It's like $60 stuffed animal, right? That's crazy. You don't need that. So
Does it come with peanut butter?
And I think even
oh,
to your
they are kind of cute, but I mean I don't know that anything can explain a $60 stuffed animal for anything, especially when all our stuffed animals now end up in a pile somewhere else because they're old now.
Yeah, and I think even too, and that's another good point of what kids are asking for. Because luckily, my daughter is 5, so she's asking for very minor things. So I'm gonna enjoy, um, right now that she's not asking for very cost-effective things. However, for her birthday recently, she asked for an American Girl doll, and I looked those up, and they carry a hefty price tag. But Target has its own little brand that's not so American Girl doll, but it looks very much like one. I mean, I just got her one of those, so she doesn't know the difference that she didn't get American Girl doll. She just seen that she got a life-size doll, and she was sufficed. So
Yeah, that's also the pressure of today's social media on us as parents as well, right? They see all the stuff out there, the stuff that other kids are getting, and that's what they want, and those things come with hefty price tags with it. So how do we manage that stress with the kids, right, without breaking our bank?
No question, no question. Hey, I know we're coming up on it, so I'm gonna this will be my last question for you guys. And with the new year coming up, got new budgets. You're reviewing your holiday spending, and want to set realistic budget for the new year. What's your strategy? What's your strategy going to use?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask about this because I'm terrible at setting budgets. Right? It's more of a impulsive shopper going out and buying. I probably do the opposite of what I would advise anybody else to do. But once again, shop within your means. Provide a Christmas that's within your means, not something that's going to financially strap your family for the rest of the year. Right, that credit card. That's the thing that was bothering me. Once I got out of credit card debt many years ago, I use my credit card all the time, but it gets paid off every month. I don't pay any interest on it. That was something that always killed me with that interest. Is I'm paying on this credit card the stuff I bought for 4 or 5 months down the road, if not longer. Right, shop within your means.
There you go.
yeah, I would say, I mean, it just based upon what your lifestyle is. Are you just one person? Do you have a family? Do you have multiple kids? So I think because if you have kids and a spouse, then you also have to do that collectively. So I think just looking at what your lifestyle is, but also doing those, if you do find yourself in debt, doing those things like you said, using your tax money. If you get a bonus, if you come across big chunks of money throughout the year, maybe planning to allocate that into other maybe credit card debt or things that you need to pay down to get yourself back afloat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I loved everything that I heard. I mean, actually, I heard some great options because I love you talked about the Christmas savings. That's something, I mean, that's there. That's an option. People don't think about it. But if you start saving, we're talking about it the new year as a strategy. I'm putting money in there. Like you said, whether it's $5, $10, whatever, every 2 weeks. At the end of the year, I mean, that's a nice little piece of change. Now you lump it with that tax check. I mean, I've got a lot of money, and when you talk about the interest that you pay on a credit card, you think about the money that you save on that interest. You could use that could be going towards your savings that you could use.
Whole other person that you could shop for Christmas.
That's exactly right.
You talk about budgeting and setting money aside maybe throughout the year, every paycheck to kind of plan ahead for Christmas. It's kind of like your own layaway program, right?
Yeah.
Like, layaway I don't think is a thing anymore. I don't hear about it.
Yeah,
But back in the day,
correct.
That's how parents shop. They would go and kind of pick out their toys early, right? Summertime, fall time, something like that. Put it to the side, or the stores would put it to the side, and then they make a payment plan on it, kind of leading up to Christmas for it. But,
Yeah.
That's
The other thing, I'm always marveled at people that are disciplined enough, just like you guys talked about, the sales that come after Black Friday, the really good deals and things. The people that are disciplined enough that see good deals in July, in October, whatever, buy presents and put stuff up, and would actually wait to give it to people during Christmas.
Oh,
The problem with that strategy, at least for me personally, is that when I buy in September, October, something like that, because I see a deal and I want to get it, is that it doesn't keep me from buying more later on. I bought that, and then I get close to Christmas and I see more things. Like I said, I'm kind of an impulsive buyer. I don't like doing online stuff. I like going to the store, so I'll see things like that, and then I'm like.
I was gonna say, I heard that from you when you said you out there. No, I love that convenience of just laying there. I'm not a shopper. I don't go to the malls. I don't do all that. So when they start doing the stuff on the
They
phone.
got you on the phone.
They got me. I'm good.
Yeah. Does that make it easier for you, or
Very easier.
Not easier, but like, do you just say you spend less money because it's online than you would if you went to a store as an impulsive buyer?
Hey, I'm still as cheap as I ever was.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm as disciplined. They can send whatever, and if it's not my price point, I'm not interested. But when it hits, if I'm a $20 shirt guy. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
People buying $100 shirts and
Come on
things.
now, we've seen the clothes you wear.
Like I said,
always-
$20 shirts, sir. It's gonna
those
hit. It's gonna hit that. Yeah, it's gonna hit my price point. But no, I do. I like it, and it's there. And with free delivery now, I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah. I guess on that note, that's also another piece of advice for our listeners out there is when you're shopping is, are you more apt to spend more money, when shopping online, or are you more like me where I'm an impulsive buyer? If I go out and I see something, I just buy it.
Yeah.
I'll equate that to like shopping online for groceries. I can't stand to do that. Going through it.
That I can do.
But for me personally, I think that would actually save me money because I'm really only buying what I need that I know I need that brought me to this app to do that. Where when I go to a grocery store, I usually always go when I'm hungry, right? To get a couple things, and I walk out with a whole bunch more than what I walked in there with. So for me, going to the store is probably a bad thing.
Yeah.
But, if you're an impulsive buyer online at home, shopping everything, oh, this looks cool, and you buy it, stay off that, go to the store. Maybe you won't see that.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. So taking us out of your day, anything you want to leave us with for the holidays?
I'll say, Mia, you the guest today, and we appreciate you coming on. I would like to say thank you for coming on.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Not anything in particular, but just enjoying the holiday season. I think slowing down. I think we are too fast-paced society right now. So I think slowing down, being in the moment with family, friends, even if you don't have a big family, your group of people, whoever you have, your support system, I think being in the moment, enjoying time with people while we have them close and near to us.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And she took the words out of my mouth, because if I had to say anything, know your friends, know your family. It's not always about that big purchase item. Quality time, spending time is more important. Me and my siblings, we don't even buy gifts for each other. But I mean, it's these times, the holiday time, just spending time with each other is what it's all about. So
Yep, absolutely. And I heard one thing the other day. I was over talking to my son's parents and his friends, and kind of asking them what they want for Christmas. Like, oh, we don't really know. And one of the boys spoke up, was like, I just want an experience. I'm like, what's he talking about? They're like, oh, we do experience gifts. Well, it's not actually a gift they're getting for Christmas. It's more or less, oh, I want to go to a baseball game, or I want to do this, or I want to do something. It's an actual experience, something that they don't do on a regular basis, right? That's also an option, maybe for kids that relieves kind of the stress of Christmas, right?
yeah,
That this is something that they want, that you could take them and actually spend time with them doing so. Right.
perfect.
Another option out there for it. So, great conversation, great topic right before the holidays. Mia, yes, thank you for being on again. Hopefully, we'll have you back here soon as well. So, we do have one more show before the end of the year, right?
Yes, we do.
We've got one more show here in 2 weeks, so we'll be back before Christmas to see you all again. Till then, we are Our Neutral Voices. Peace.